So it's also true that we enjoy a lot of privileges and a lot of services that we take for granted, and many of us lost those throughout this process. So to talk to us now about water supply and wastewater, we've got John Moore.
Good evening, everyone. What a horrible event. And in terms of what I need to talk to you about, water supply and wastewater, I'll try and cover off a bit of what's happening in Christchurch and be a bit more specific about what's happening in Lyttelton Harbour Basin. I know that a lot of you people have close contacts in Christchurch, so you'll want to know what's happening there as well. You should have, and this goes for Christchurch and Lyttelton, you should have water by now. We've got 99% of the city on water. If you don't have water, please phone in on the 941 8999 number, and we'll try and follow that up straight away. 2/3 of the city has got chlorinated water, and that will include Lyttelton now as well. But we still want you to boil the water while we get the free available chlorines up and a good coverage across the city. We're expecting that boiled water notice to come off in about a week's time once we've got confidence about that. As far as stormwater goes, this is more related to Christchurch. I think things are working reasonably well in Lyttelton on stormwater. All the main pumping stations are operating, so we think that the major flooding risk is under control. We've got a program for pipe cleaning, stream bed cleaning, and flap gates being repaired underway, and the stop banks of the Avon River have been raised after slumping to meet a 1 in 100 year tidal flood event. Wastewater is a little bit different. In Lyttelton, I think the work that we've done in the last couple of years has paid quite a lot of dividends, and there haven't been too many breaks over here. The treatment plant is operating as it should do at Lyttelton, Governor's Bay and Devotials. But I would just as an aside say that doesn't mean to say the water quality in the harbour is what it should be, because we're still discharging raw sewage into the Avon and Heathcote rivers, and that may well be coming round into here. And just before I came over, I had a look at the Environment Canterbury site, which still predates the earthquake. They haven't had an opportunity to update it, and it looks like it's showing that there are good water qualities in the harbour, and in particular around New Brighton, which I don't think is the case. You need to keep out of that water. There are many pump stations lifted and the connections to those pump stations broken. We're in a position now where we're trying to get pump stations operational, whether they're tilted or lifted or broken. But sewage will still be going into the rivers in a lot of locations, but we're making very good progress. This week in particular, we've got a number of pump stations operating again, and I think the statistic I was given today was we've got about 60% of our flow back into the treatment plant. Pipes over a big area of the city are broken and filled with silt, and we're starting to attempt to clear this, and by getting those pump stations operational, we're able to draw down the sewage in the stations, in the pipelines, so that we can get jetting crews to try and drag out the silt and take that away. We think that that will take 3 to 4 months, and it's an ongoing 24-hour-a-day operation. So in the meantime, we're asking people to use their showers and basins sparingly and regularly check their gully traps to make sure that we haven't got sewage bubbling up in your properties. And if you find that it's overflowing, call the council's call centre number, the 941 8999 number, and let us know, and we'll come and clean that up. If you know that you've got a lateral in your property broken, you'll need to contact a drain layer to fix that. This relates more to the Christchurch area rather than the Lyttelton, but if you've got been issued with a chemical toilet, we would like you to use that, please. It will reduce the risk of blockages and reduce river contamination. And in some of the hill suburbs like Sumner, it helps others lower down the catchment who might receive others' wastewater in their properties. If you do know of anyone that's got chemical toilets, ask them not to empty it into portaloos. There are containment tanks for that, and they've been specifically set up for that. As sewer systems become operable and the silt is cleared out of it, we will be notifying those people, and we'll need to be following up on this. If we find that there are particular streets which are completely inoperable, on an ongoing basis, we'll have to be looking at other temporary options like putting holding tanks in people's front yards and emptying those on a daily basis. But in the meantime, we're working through portable toilets and following up with the chemical toilets. So, as was mentioned before, I'll be over at the back there for anybody that wants to come and have a chat to me about water and wastewater issues at the end of the meeting. Thank you.